Hi, this is James. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. Before we get to the article on CNN about online predators, have to deal with some of the Daystar Defenders. Um, I went ahead and crossed out the names of not only the person defending Daystar, but the other two comments just to protect their identity. The person defending Daystar said this about me, or at least about past. I use that term very loosely. Pastor Billy Burke. He said, Pastor Billy Burke is appointed by and listens to what God tells him to do, not internet noise like you. Oh, okay. Well, see, there's a small problem with that. If Billy Burke was appointed by God, uh, the guy that has the channel Not by Sight News would have to have a different name because he would be able to see. He calls himself Blind Christian Guy. Billy Burke was a man of God, he'd be able to see, but he can't because Billy Burke is more interested in money than he is in ministry. He uses people that are pretending to be sick, and then all of a sudden they're healed. A couple months later, those same people show up at other healing services. This is not my testimony. This is Not by Sight News' testimony. And I believe him. I believe him way more than I do Billy Burke. So thanks for watching. But I don't, nah. Uh, I don't believe Billy Burke as far as I can pick him up and throw him. Had a couple other comments I want to respond to. Somebody said that because I don't know Jonathan's cousin's name, that somehow that's gossip. Well, first of all, if I knew Jonathan's cousin's name, I wouldn't say it anyway, because I'm going to try to do everything I can to protect his identity. The guy had to leave the state of Texas in order to protect his family. We saw what happened with Jonathan and Susie. Daystar sent security people to their house, armed security people, just to deliver a letter saying that he'd been terminated. Daystar hired a private investigator. And there's a reason why on my videos I don't put which city I live in. So even if I knew Jonathan's cousin's name, I wouldn't say it because I'm going to protect his identity. All I can tell you is that he did write a letter. It went to Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson, and then it got posted to the internet. But number two, this is not gossip. We are exposing the deeds of darkness, and we're going to have to revisit Ephesians 5 because people don't seem to understand that there's a biblical basis for doing this. Let me start in verse 9. It says, For the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth, trying to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. Do not participate in the unfruitful deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. The Bible tells us to expose the deeds of darkness. Now, the funny thing is that I've said in the past, and I'll say it here again, that I'm a lot like John Walsh, is that I'm taking a bad situation and I'm making something good out of it. Very few people are going to go up to John Walsh and say, this America's Most Wanted thing, you shouldn't be trying to get criminals off the street. That's none of your business. That's not your place. Nobody's going to say that. You know why? Because what he's doing is good. He's helping to get criminals off the streets. What am I doing? I'm exposing wolves in sheep's clothing. Because what we know about people that commit certain types of abuse, we refer to it here as SA or mistreatment, is that when they strike and they hurt somebody, they don't get caught, they'll do it again. And that's got to stop. We have to be a nation. If 3/4 of Americans are truly Christian, There should be an outrage towards people who are committing mistreatment towards others. 1 in 4 women have been assaulted in their lifetime. 1 in 8 men have been assaulted in their lifetime, and this has got to stop. The reason we have it is because some people love evil. You see, point number 3, on this channel, at least the vast majority of the people that comment, I can say for my audience, and I love you guys. Thank you to the people that get it. We love justice and we hate evil on this channel. And let me put up another Bible verse. It's really cool. Psalm 45:7. It says, "You love justice and hate evil. For this reason, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of joy, elevating you above your companions." To force yourself on someone else, to physically make them do some kind of intimate behavior, is wrong. It's evil. So, the Daystar Defender can call me internet noise all they want, but my goal is to end abuse. That's the part that they're not getting, is because I'm going after their favorite Bible teacher. This article on CNN, which I will post on the screen, has nothing to do with Billy Burke. I'm here to try to end abuse. And I'm telling you, folks, if you have children, grandchildren, and they have a tablet or a computer or a phone, you need to be watching what they are doing. Because according to this article on CNN.com, 1 in 12 children are victims of online SA. It says here, the study highlights the urgent need for increased awareness and action from public and policymakers, rapid advancements in digital technology, and the growth of internet and smartphone access, particularly in developing nations, are putting more children at risk every day, said lead author of the study, Dr. Xiangming Fang, research associate professor of health and policy and behavioral sciences at Georgia State University's School of Public Health. Says here, knowing what SA and exploitation online looks like can help in its prevention. The researchers defined online exploitation as sex acts being exchanged for money or resources. Those can be food, clothes, shelter, affection, protection, belonging, gifts, or anything else of perceived value to the young person or child, Fang said. Online solicitation is sexual inquiries and long-term sexual conversations which may lead to exchanging sexual pictures or videos. It's important to note the different types of online solicitation often come from peers as well as adult perpetrators. Non-consensual taking, sharing, and exposure to sexual images can happen when images are captured when a child was intoxicated, distracted, unconscious, or otherwise unable to consent. He said, exploitation and abuse can also occur when a child's face is imposed on a sexual image of someone else, called a deep fake, when a child is exposed to pornographic content. Now, what I'm telling you, folks, is this. There are some very sick people out there. And they're not wolves in sheep's clothing. These are just straight up wolves. If you've got kids, you've got grandkids, you need to make sure you know what they're watching on the internet. Please, I beg you, do everything you possibly can to protect your kids and your grandkids. And we got enough of these to worry about at church. Then you got pervs online that I can't imagine somebody transposing a child's face onto an adult body. and then trying to shame the child. They're like, look, I got these pictures of you online, and if you don't cooperate, I'm going to do this. That's sick. And to my Daystar Defenders, where's the outrage? Forget about the fact that Daystar's had a couple scandals here recently. But why is the church not standing up and saying, enough's enough? You know why? Because they're so focused on evangelism that they forget there's other things that we need to do. Go back and read Ephesians. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm in Ephesians 5 on my tablet. I might as well just go back a chapter. This is the part that the Daystar Defenders don't get. And if Pastor Billy Burke was really called to the ministry, or Joni was called to the ministry, or if some of these others that are still on Daystar were called to the ministry, their focus wouldn't be just on evangelism. Their focus would be on building up the body of Christ. In other words, as a leader in the body of Christ, my job is to build up others. That's why I'm equipping you with knowledge to protect your kids. Ephesians 4, starting in verse 11, he himself gave some as apostles, some as prophets, some as evangelists, and some as pastors and teachers. To do what? Verse 12. To equip the saints for the work of ministry, that is, to build up the body of Christ, until we all attain to the unity of the faith and the knowledge of God, a mature person attaining to the measure of Christ's full stature. So I want you to be mature in your faith by giving you this story on online essay. I'm trying to equip you so that you can protect your kids so that they're safe. What is Daystar doing to equip the saints, to prepare them to go out into the world and do ministry? I don't know. There are some Bible teachers on Daystar that adequately try to do this, but all I heard from Billy Burke when he was on Ministry Now was a couple testimonies. He did a teaching on Mark 16 and tried to, he's like, you got to seek your healing. And he's like, okay, so basically you just spent 10 minutes trying to convince people to come to your healing service. No. He's more interested in selling DVDs and CDs. So, anyway, this Daystar thing isn't going to go away. My understanding is they've canceled their next telethon, or whatever they call it. So, oh, by the way, yeah, Saturday I will be going back. I am actually going to, I have something else I want to take care of in the DFW area, but I'm actually going to be at Gateway Church again. So, God willing, it'll either be Joachim Lundquist or Max Lucado. That situation has actually improved dramatically. The fact that they are unselfish, focused on Christ, focused on wanting to meet the needs of other people. They're moving in the right direction. I'm not saying they're there yet. Okay, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. So, in the meantime, if you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I do want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I never thought I would be in this situation, but when I heard, oh my gosh, Mama, it's very late and I'm tired. When I heard the story of the guy at America's Most Wanted, when I heard, the reason he did what he did is because his own son was killed. The reason I do what I do is because I've had family members who've been abused. And I'm not going to stop until the perpetrators stop. See, this isn't a I hate Daystar thing. I want Daystar to succeed. I want Daystar to thrive. I want Daystar to be reformed and become something amazing. Let's take that caterpillar, turn it into a butterfly, and the way you do that is by repenting of sin, turning things over to God, and allowing God to work through people. So we're a little bit longer than I normally do, but I had a lot to get off my chest. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.